Just to let you know, I'm a sucker for outdoor decorations. I enjoy it when people use their creativity, when they try to have a little fun. But on this whole Halloween thing, the images of death and ghosts and fear, I could walk by here and not be scared at all. So what is it? Is it bugs? Is it death? Is it the Grim Reaper? Is it kind of the apocalypse or zombies? Or is it simply fun? Our fears, some of them rational, some of them irrational. But on these types of situations, they're just plain fun. Something out here in the Cheyenne National Grasslands are cattle gates. Why? Because cattle graze out here in certain sections, and these gates help get along the North Country Trail, but also keep the cattle on one side or the other. But they're spring-loaded, and they come down pretty quick. Some of our fears are kind of irrational. There's been times there's been a bull on the other side of the gate, and I thought, boy, I better not go through there, because what happens if that bull gets angry and comes after me and the gate shuts behind me and I can't get out? Fears, sometimes pretty irrational. And at other times, those fears can be equally irrational, because I've thought about what happens if all of a sudden I'm trying to get through the gate and it comes down and I can't get out of its way. A fear which I still have, which probably began decades ago, but in earnest, I guess, it began in August of 1972 when my oldest brother drowned in a group canoeing adventure. And yes, there was some alcohol involvement, but we never really checked it out to see if that was a major contributing factor, but it really didn't matter. The result was the same. A fear of water, a fear of drowning. Finally, in my junior year of college, I finally took a class in swimming, and I got over some of those fears, but it's kind of interesting. I never had a fear of alcohol. So which one was the irrational fear? I don't know, but they both played a part in my life, but I was never all that scared of alcohol. Fear, whether rational or irrational, is pretty significant in our lives. And what happens with that fear is another part of our human nature, in that we want to have control over things or power over things. And we've learned over time, at least some of us have learned, that if we can cause fear into people, whether rational or irrational, we have some control over them. And then we can manipulate people to think the way we would like them to. We hear words like inflation, recession, climate change. And I'm not saying they're not real, but they get used and state it as fearful, and then somebody's got a quick and easy solution, and so instead of thinking it through ourselves, we give the power to somebody else to do our thought processes. The institutional church has been good at that too over the years. You got to behave the right way, think the right way, and if somebody you know maybe didn't live the right life, if you pay enough money or say enough prayers or do enough things, hey, maybe God will change God's outlook on their life. Fear of eternal punishment. But here in the fall, and especially as we enter into November in the political climate, fear runs rampant. Listen to the political ads. Some of them are laughable if you think about it, but they're not expecting us. I mean, human nature is pretty good. They do their research. They know what's going on. They know fear, rational or irrational, can manipulate the voters. Why don't we stop and think about it and look at it for what it is? Because when we're manipulated, yes, we're controlled. We're manipulated, and then we're put into, if you want to say, boxes and bound and feel obligated to a certain cause or a certain person, instead of the freedom to investigate and educate and look at what's out there. We spend more time, it seems, looking for Halloween decorations and getting candy than we do investigating some of the fears in our lives, whether they be internal or external. But hey, let's have some fun. Don't let fear run our lives. Do a little investigation. That's kind of fun, to learn and to grow and to have ideas that aren't kept in one little box, because I believe that's what we're here for. We're here to explore and to investigate and to be creative and to move into the future instead of staying bound up and fearful of things that don't exist. We've survived up to this point. I think we'll continue to survive well into the future, but we have to do some of our own work. Once again, thank you for watching, and enjoy your Halloween trick-or-treating, or those who come to your door. A bit of a postscript here, talking about fears being rational or irrational. What happened out in San Francisco to Paul Pelosi being attacked, was it random? Was it because of irrational fears dealing with politics or whatever may be going on? It doesn't matter. Those kind of attacks based upon fear, sometimes I wonder what we expect when we promote that and don't investigate the realities of our life. So there's my postscript that yes, fear can be and is real in many cases, and part of that again is controlling the narrative, controlling the agenda. If we can keep people scared, fearful enough. Once again, thank you for watching, and as I've said before, enjoy life. Find some satisfaction in it. Don't be bound by the fears that surround us.